Hello, it's the Minnesota Ice Occupation Journal. It is Monday, October 23rd, 2026, approximately 10:40 p.m. Central Time. I'm not necessarily doing these every day. I got a lot going on, and uh, yeah, this is what I got. I have been on patrol every day since Friday, mostly foot patrol, but I did do some commuting Saturday and Sunday. ICE is still around. I have seen at least one confirmed ICE vehicle each of the last 3 days, and there have been plenty of sightings. If you look at iceout.org, all over Minnesota, they're definitely a little more stealth, more subterfuge, while wearing plain clothes, scouting, trying to set up traps for people rather than the shock and awe, which I think I've talked about before. And that's just kind of the state of being. It's kind of, frankly, exhausting being in a constant state of vigilance and alert. But that's where we are here in Minnesota. But we have our neighbors and we have each other. One thing I want to talk about is the role of police in all of this, and how anytime someone uses the argument that police protect citizens, I'm going to use this as an example as the fuck they do, because they don't do shit. In fact, back when ICE was first in town, St. Paul police helped tear gas legal observers and injured a couple pretty bad. Uh, and then they just stand by while ICE does their horrible stuff to citizens and observers and residents of Minnesota. Uh, but also, I want to point out a thing. Those who have been in the Twin Cities, uh, ICE uses all kinds of vehicles, and most of them either don't have license plates, have incorrectly displayed license plates. They use long expired license plates they likely bought from eBay or something to try and disguise themselves. Not registered, not legal display, dark full tents that aren't legal on all windows. And police aren't enforcing that at all. They're not enforcing the traffic laws that ICE is violating daily. And how can you take law enforcement seriously and think they're anything but clowns that protect each other, whether they're federal or not, when they only apply laws to those they deem beneath them? So, for example, in my East Side St. Paul neighborhood in late last October, uh, they were doing a sting in my neighborhood where they had multiple plainclothes police officers on street corners calling in a radio for anyone with minor traffic violations. I got a ticket because my cell phone was in my hand. I was using my speakerphone to make a call. I have a 24-year-old car that does not have hands-free. So to hands-free, I use speakerphone, but eyes are on the road. But that's a ticket. They pulled me over, got a ticket. I didn't fight it. You know, I do actually care about rule of law. But they were sitting there generating revenue, ticket after ticket, in one of the lowest income neighborhoods in all of the metro. Tiny violations. They're getting people for expired tags, cell phone in hand, seatbelts, you name it, whatever. I'm a proponent of things like seatbelt laws and everything. But ICE violates all that all day, and I can guarantee St. Paul police haven't written a single ticket. So the residents of St. Paul, in the eyes of the St. Paul PD, are good for nothing but generating revenue and terrorizing and sting operations in one of the lower income neighborhoods in the entire city. But when armed thugs come to our metro and tear gas us and point guns in our faces and try and ram our vehicles off the road or ram our vehicles off the road, break windows, break into houses without warrants, the police are nowhere to be seen. And to people who are like me, this is new news. Cops suck. They're there to protect moneyed interests and property. To hell with the citizens. And that's why we say all cops are bastards. Whether they're federal or city or local, whatever, that's where they stand. Anyway, be safe, be kind, stay salty. Fuck ICE.